I honestly didn't want to do any more reaction videos to YouTube videos because I was getting comments that were complaining that they were all a little bit the same. And comments get to me. Sometimes. Some comments get to me. And I was feeling a little bit like that, but people keep sending me this video and keep asking me to react to it, and it's only 4 minutes long. If you ask me to do something enough times and repeatedly, I will make a YouTube video about it so that when the next person asks me, I can just send them a link. That's like the motivation for me making YouTube videos. This video is Lolita aesthetic, hard pill to swallow. The thumbnail is great, honestly. I feel like this thumbnail is really optimized. It's like, you get the points right away. Drama Queen is clearly talking about the Lolita film and Lolita fashion, but I don't know in what context, and I'm a little bit scared because I've never heard anyone use the term Lolita aesthetic, and I did a little bit of research on Drama Queen, aka Caitlyn, beforehand, and it doesn't seem that she's ever worn Lolita fashion, although she may have, and I just didn't see it in my quick research. I don't watch the Drama Queen channel. I saved this video after people have been asking me to watch it, and I subscribed to her to see if there was any kind of follow-up that I need to include, because this video was posted a month ago. There hasn't been. I watched one video of hers that was a clothing review haul because, to be honest, when I'm not filming and wearing Lolita fashion, I kind of dress like her, which I'm making another video on entirely, so if you want to know more about that, just wait. And in that video, she referred to something that was clearly not at all Lolita and said that it was kind of a Lolita vibe, which makes me a little bit scared to watch this video. In doing research, I also found that more people attribute Drama Queen or Caitlyn to being a TikToker more so than a YouTuber. It seems like she has a larger following there, has been more active there, although she has quite a large following on YouTube as well. I'm just wondering if Lolita aesthetic is coming from TikTok, because there's a lot of terminology on TikTok that kind of lives within the TikTok culture and isn't like necessarily accurate to the fashions and fandoms outside of TikTok. I've noticed that a lot of people who are kind of like alternative fashion people experimenting with Lolita will use terminology that's like Lolita aesthetic, something core this, core that. And then there's like a little community within TikTok of Lolitas who use like EGL community, EGL fashion, Lolita fashion. This leads me to question, is Drama Queen talking about Lolita fashion, or is she talking about the aesthetic that comes from the film and book Lolita? That's what I want to know. If you want to watch this video without my commentary, the link is at the top of the description, so you can go and watch Drama Queen's original video.
Lolita is a term that derives from 1955 novel Lolita by Vladimir Nabokov. It is a term that describes a young girl as precariously seductive. This is a novel about a 12-year-old girl that an old man becomes sexually obsessed with.
Everyone who needs this video doesn't get this video. Like, YouTube doesn't show this video to the people who need it because this is constantly brought up. I kind of explain in this video that Lolita as a name didn't like derive from that. It was kind of made popular, which is possibly what she means, but it existed as a name prior to the novel. Nabokov didn't create this name. Please, everyone, just watch this video. Send this video to everyone.
Take one search on Pinterest of Lolita aesthetic and you'll find puffy baby doll dresses, Lana Del Rey, and Black Mary Janes. Many people are of the opinion that the Lolita aesthetic sexualizes children.
I get so many comments like this. Why did you guys want me to watch this? You just want me to suffer. I have Pansy here from Honey Lambs to comfort me. So you can see that in the background, there's actual like pictures of real Lolitas. I don't think that this would come up if you searched Lolita aesthetics. I feel like she's searching Lolita fashion. But I like that you can see So Pretty, Very Rotten. Oh, my video is there! My video that everyone needs to watch is there in that search.
while many others see it as a cute clothing style. So which is it? Many people actually confuse Japanese Lolita with the aesthetic that people actually sexualize, since Lolita is inherently a weird sexually charged term apparently. Japanese Lolita is a subculture from Japan that is highly influenced by Victorian clothing and styles from the Rococo period, a style with deep feminist roots, not a sexualization of children. It is actually pretty hard though, because a lot of people do see this fashion as a kink, such as like, and another topic that's kind of uncomfortable to get into in this video. So like, we'll save that for another time.
I highly recommend never, ever, ever talking about in any way, whether you are against it, whether you're trying to be neutral or you are for it. Just don't ever talk about it, because I once made a video that's now gone trying to understand, trying to explain why Lolitas have such issues with, trying to understand, being like a really neutral position, trying to understand what it actually is. It resulted in me getting so much backlash from everyone, from Lolitas, from people, from other people, that people were doxing personal information, locked me out of one of my Gmail accounts, trying to dig deep into my personal life and get information from my then partner and past partners. It was a whole mess. Don't ever touch that topic. It's really sad that we can't explore this at all, because people just get so angry that no one wants to listen, no one wants to hear, no one wants to talk about it, because as soon as it's brought up, everyone just wants to fight. Don't talk, just don't.
Another thing that people seem to forget is that one word can have multiple meanings. That is just what English is. That is just what language is.
The point that Caitlin is trying to get at here is that people are so caught up in the name. Correct. It's a very valid point that she made, that there is multiple meanings in words. Homonyms exist. This is all stuff that I explained in this video. And I think that a big part of it that helps is by, at least in the English speaking community, it's a lot easier to differentiate between Lolita and Lolita fashion by using the term Lolita fashion rather than just saying Lolita.
But that fashion has no connection to anything like that. It does not have a connection to that. It just happens to share the same name with a gross book from the 50s. It is not a child exclusive fashion. It's just heavily confused because not a lot of people actually take this fashion seriously.
Ouch.
A lot of people, and you know, I'm going to use this person as an example, but Belle Delphine, right? She was wearing very, very childish clothing, and she is somebody who sexualized herself while wearing children's clothing, and it can be very damaging because that's what people see the Lolita aesthetic as being.
I don't know if Belle Delphine has ever actually worn Lolita. I don't know much about Belle Delphine, to be honest. I feel like if she did, I would have heard about it, or people would have been talking about it or seen it. But I understand what Caitlin is saying here is that people, for some reason, when they see adults in cute stuff, they immediately equate it to being sexualized, to being childlike. And it's like, why? It's because Toy Story told us that we all had to get rid of our toys when we grow up. Like, I don't know. Why does society feel like, oh, these cute things can only be used for actual children or like sexual activities? Why? Literally everything can be sexualized. Rule 34 exists. Literally everything. You can take anything and everything and someone has made porn of it, okay? It's just a fact of life. There's friggin' pterodactyl porn, but people don't look at pterodactyls and think that like they're all... What I'm trying to say is that literally anything can be sexualized, and why is it that Lolitas and furries constantly have to deal with people thinking that what they do is sexual because people have used it in sexual ways? I feel like furries are the only people who understand, because there are furries who do that, but not all of them do, and that doesn't reflect the entire community. And there are people that take Lolita pieces and will make porn with them, do whatever. That doesn't reflect the entire community. That's not what they're made for. That's not what people intend for it. So why? Why? It's interesting from my perspective too, because I found out about Lolita fashion as a fashion before I knew anything about the book. I feel like more and more in newer generations, they're gonna discover the fashion first before the book because it's not as relevant anymore. So I don't know why. Why is this still a thing? Just watch this video.
As adults dressing up as children because it's kinky for them. And that hurts the fashion movement more than absolutely anything. Because there will be people out there who do identify with this aesthetic, but will be cancelled, will be called out for it, because they are supposedly, apparently, kids, when that is just not the case at all. Yes, we should definitely be calling out adults who are wearing actual children's clothing and sexualizing themselves, but we should more so be focusing on why nobody ever does anything about children wearing adult clothing.
When I initially saw this in the title and the thumbnail, I thought that she was gonna get it all wrong, but she got it right and delivered it in a way that is just spitting the facts, a little bit like pulls you in. I feel like this video is very optimized, will come up really well, and I'm grateful because introducing this to new audiences and the audiences that aren't necessarily Lolita is really helpful, and for people to just see this, it will put that thought in their head of like, oh, this exists in different ways. This is a really beneficial video actually, and the fact that it is so short, it's easy to watch through and see and take away from. I don't really want to talk about like kids wearing adult clothes. I don't know, that's like not even relevant really to this at all. I don't, The Lolita community is primarily adults or like older teens. It's interesting that like Lolita as an aesthetic does exist with inspirations from the film, the styling of that contemporary costuming. And then also Lolita fashion exists, and I think that it just helps to differentiate by using different terms. The thing that I referenced earlier where Caitlin was doing a try-on haul and had used the term Lolita, and I was like, oh, that's like not right. I think she was comparing it to the recent Trip release of pieces that they called Lolita, and I don't know why they did that. I don't know what they were specifically referencing, because it's just like Trip stuff that they added lace to, and there is lace in Lolita fashion, so it's like their own little like jokey. Apparently Tim Hortons is being built in Texas. My friend just messaged me on Discord. I need to mute my computer. I can't speak on behalf of Trip and why they decided to use that name and what exactly they're referencing, whether it's more towards the film fashions or actual Lolita fashion, but to me it's kind of like a funny nod to Lolita because it's just Trip with lace, and like there is lace in Lolita. I wouldn't wear this for Lolita fashion. I think that the silhouette is not correct. Maybe you could wear the top with like a skirt or something. And I do think it's cute and funny to wear in like a ha-ha this is so Lolita, isn't it? But it is kind of in this weird place, and I do feel like brands will sometimes use the word Lolita to be kind of shocking and edgy, but I wish that they didn't because then it just gets even more confusing. But ultimately, we just gotta become comfortable with the fact that all of these things exist and we can have different spaces for them and they can have different meanings. The only thing that you can do is wear fashion the way that you want to and represent it the way that you want to and explain it and share it in how you feel the best.